Test. C3D first one in here. Let's go, baby. Guys, AMC is still at $50 right now pre-market. We got some little shakeage here after hours and pre-market open right around 44, but we're bouncing here at 50. Morning, Pete Chicken. What's going on, Nick? Guys, I think today's an important day for both GameStop and AMC. Even I think the market in general. I have a feeling that we have Powell on today. Let's pull him up. Fed Powell. Let's see what time he's on. Morning, John. If we hold 50 today, I think we have a good shot of probably like shooting to 60, 65 again. Yeah, I saw the Trey interview this morning. Well, I wasn't live, I wasn't awake for it, but I saw the clips and the media sucks, man. This is exactly why I never took that interview. I only got like one interview shot, like March. The LA Times, they emailed me and I was like, nope, 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 nope. For that same reason. They try to make you look like a clown, man. They try to spin everything. I think for Trey, they told him what he really thinks AMC is valued at. And he said 20, $25. And that's the headline. Retail investor Trey thinks AMC is worth $20, something like that. That's not right. Adam Aaron wants to keep adding to the flow. I told you. I told you. He is not in it. He's not for it. He has a duty to provide value for he's not looking for a squeeze at all. He's doing the right thing and the smart thing to take cash at these valuations to keep the company alive. He gives no crap about a squeeze, man. He never has. He's only really try to please the apes, I guess you can say, like play the game. I don't like how people look at him like this almighty god and he's the savior and the silverback, and that makes me cringe so hard. And we're gonna have Rob on right now. We're gonna have Robert on, and Robert's even mentioned it. What if COVID comes back? What if there's a slight chance that it gets worse by fall and AMC closes again? Now, if they didn't have their cash, they're done. But now that they're raising cash, they at least have some time. They buy some time. That's the way Adam Marin is thinking. He's not thinking, oh, let's squeeze this. He doesn't. Yeah, he truly doesn't. Let's get Rob on. Yeah, Robert Burry. Let's see. Let me call him really quick. I mean, look at this trend line here on AMC. Beautiful, beautiful hold. Oh, here he is. Give me 1 second. Go for it. Talk. Test. Hello.
Howdy, 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 how. Hello, everybody. Happy, I guess, Friday morning.
And these weeks are flying by. We were talking about May, and now it's already June. Sooner or later,
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna be
know.
July, man. I mean, we had a lot
I
of
guess
data come out the last 24 hours.
it's been an interesting, it really has been an interesting 24-hour. Well, actually, if you want to count the announcement for those 11.55 million shares, it's been a little greater than 24. It's been
All right, yeah.
26 hours.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. YouTube can hear you. CNBC is still saying that Adam Aaron wants 500 mil, and last night he said 25, so CNBC is outright lying. Yeah, they are. That 500 mil is gone. So it's 25, right? According to the proxy
Yeah,
that came out yesterday.
yeah, and something about that proxy kind of confused me for a little bit. Proxy cover sheet that they filed said 43 million, and I'm like, huh? And then, because we were sitting there looking at all the other stuff that said 25 million, and I started reading into it, and I don't even know where that proxy cover sheet came in from, because everything in the proxy was 25 million, and I think that's a fantastic number.
It's
I
really low.
expected It is. I mean, I expected, I told, I said I could handle, even 100 million shares,
Hmm.
50 to 100 million, I think would be a good thing. 25 million, I am shocked. I am shocked that they asked for so much or so little. Um, I I think the board of directors is actually listening to the stockholders. I think they're actually paying attention. And if that's the case, man, I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I think they learned from that last proxy. I mean, if they would have done this from the beginning, I would have still been all for it, like it just but it's like a learning for the company, learning experience that okay, the reaction, the whiplash from that first proxy wasn't the best.
Oh,
So maybe let's
oh yeah.
cool it down a little bit. And I like that Adams on Twitter, but I still watch my back, but
Yeah.
that's what I
All
gotta
right.
say.
First off, I've got something to address with Raymond Doherty. Go
Raymond.
ahead and troll me, fool, because I forgot to read it. I've still got it pulled up, but I did not read it. So go ahead and troll me. Let's
Oh,
get that out of the way.
oh, don't tell me it's gonna be another conversation of the conspiracies and whatnot.
I don't. I know this was some 1960s something researcher or proposed research. I never got into it. I didn't really get into it because we were talking that entire day, so I never got a chance to read it, and then I forgot about it.
Oh
I've still
yeah.
got it. I've still got this. I've still got the Google search pulled up on it. So because there's a bunch of stuff in regards to it, I was going to have to read.
Talking about crypto, um, Elon went on a tweeting spree last night. I got lucky because I had
Yeah.
I had sold and locked in profits like 2 days ago, and I said it'll probably come back down. And Elon was just left and right tweeting about he was throwing shots at Powell and the government, how they're unlimited printing and whatnot. I mean, we're talking about. I mean, these stocks are back on the table, right? I think they've always just been AMC, GameStop, the attention, the volume, these meme stocks, BlackBerry, Nokia, costs. I kind of lose sight myself of the entire market. Like I lose sight of the Nasdaq, of everything. Sometimes I lose that touch. So I think we have Powell on today, and the CPI is coming out in 6 days. We have the Fed meeting mid-June in like 2 weeks or so. So how do you think that ties in with these stocks? Because I've seen people say that they're a hedge for that. So these stocks would rally if the entire market collapses. What?
Well, all right. Yes and no. The problem, it's not so much these stocks are a hedge. It's any stock, and I mean any stock that has something of a higher than, let's say, 5% short interest. 1 to 5% is gonna be a kind of a normal thing because that's just a normal hedge bet. Anything over that is way too much. Um, and the higher you go, the worse it gets. And with GME being well over 100% short interest, still to this day, yeah, it's a big hedge because as the long positions of all these hedge funds goes down in price because the stock market's correcting, that makes these short interest shares an even larger problem because it throws their VAR totally out of whack. It throws their debt to equity ratio way out of whack, and it will trigger margin calls. So this is a dangerous territory for them.
Hmm.
Now, the thing about AMC, BlackBerry, Bed Bath and Beyond, and all these other meme stocks, yeah, they're short interest, and yeah, some of them are high short interest, but they're cheap. They are cheap shares. So what can happen here is, or what has been assumed to be happening here, is they're using these other stocks, these other meme stocks, to hedge against this major problem they've got in GME. So they can buy these shares, kind of keep that debt to equity ratio somewhat balanced, and keep their VAR in check, their
Hmm.
risk in check. Now, there is a big point where that becomes even negative. I mean, all right, assume AMC goes to 150 a share.
Hmm.
Well, some wrinkle brain ape over there in Superstomp or a couple of them actually got onto this and looked at it, and they started putting it into spreadsheets, and they were like, wait a minute, this can't go over. AMC can't go over 101 and change or something like that before it starts turning negative towards their VAR.
Right.
They can only support it at 100. But that also locks them into supporting that $100 share price long term until they can figure out how to get out of GME problem. They can't get out of GME. So are they going to drive AMC up to 100 and hold it? And every time it starts dropping down and it starts putting them at risk, do they have to buy it back up? I think they do. I think they have to maintain, somewhere in a $90 to $100 range, but they don't want it to all of a sudden go through a squeeze. So what they've got to try and do is also get rid of their short interest in AMC so that they can maintain this price, and it's not going to take these wild jumps. They are walking a very, very thin knife blade. And it's a good question on when it happens, but it's going to happen. They're going to fail. Now the inflation is going to be a problem for them because that's going to affect the buying value of the dollar. It's going to affect what people do with their money. Right. So it's going to affect stock prices. The game they're playing is suicide. They've already loaded a 6-round six chamber revolver with 5 rounds, and they're playing Russian roulette.
So you think if it sustains these prices, say 50 for AMC and GameStop around 250s for the next couple of weeks, there's a higher chance that we see those margin calls? Or
yeah, if they can keep GameStop under 300, 320 somewhere in there, I think is what the numbers worked out to for some people, and they can keep AMC 50 to 75 without it developing a strong momentum again, then they can drag this out for a little bit. But as once the CPI numbers come out, it's probably game over. Because I suspect like you're asking, do you think we see double digits? I really do. I think we see double digits.
Double digits?
I think it breaks.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it breaks 10.
10? We're at what, 4.2 right now?
Was it? You see, they expected 3.9, and it came in 4.2 and change, or 4.3, I think.
That was just, and then core was like 0.9.
Yeah.
But the Fed uses the PCE.
The Fed uses whatever number it wants to use. Whatever they can spend to say, oh, we got this under control. They ain't got it under control. As long as those printing presses are running, they ain't got it under control.
I think that's the like you said, the game Powell was playing. If this isn't transitory, then we're really screwed. Like, things can get really crappy really fast.
Absolutely.
But if it is, he's a hero.
Well, you know who the hero is going to be? GG. The SEC needs to step in and fix all this crap.
Ben says 12.87%. Stacks loss says 8%.
Yeah.
Oh man, if it comes in above 10, shoot.
See, I'm saying average. Yeah, and I'm right there in the middle. See, I go conservative on just about everything. So I'm right there in the middle.
How about the US dollar? That's something I've also been curious in watching. Didn't I send you a link about Russia dumping?
Yeah.
Dumping the dollar?
Well, their finance, was it their finance minister or something, was on yesterday, or maybe it was today, this morning our time, but it was their midday. I don't know. But he was sitting there thinking, and this was the reasoning behind their dropping it, is because they're worried about the U.S. exporting around the world the inflation. They don't want any part of it. I can't blame them.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of that has to do with how much we're importing, right? As a country, we send out these dollars scattered around the world, right? And How much of that do you think are these foreign investors going to put back into our country, into the market here?
Uh, Dude, you're asking me to start staring into a crystal ball that I don't own.
Just
And even if I did own it, I probably would have dropped it and broke it by now. So, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to try and figure out what other countries are going to do. I can't
or
figure out what
gold
ours
or
is going to
gold,
do.
because we've been
What
seeing gold
about
take a dump. 'Kay, I think you were you did you say you were buying
there's
gold? Or am I
no,
no, right?
no. I mean, it's all right. If people want to hedge against hyperinflation,
Right.
then physical commodities are the way to go. Gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Even though palladium's basically only used for jewelry and whatnot, I don't think it really has a industrial aspect to it. But that's the way to go, because that's going to be what is hedged against inflation. Cryptos might even be a hedge against inflation. Those are things. Real estate. Those things are going to be the ones that go up in value or
Oh yeah.
hold value. When currency starts losing its value, all these other physical things. Oh, okay. So catalytic converters. But if we end up going, if we end up going EVs, then don't need catalytic converters, do we? So, but anyway, back on subject, physical things are what's going to really be a good, strong hedge. And I'm talking post, and Ben, I'm talking about post uh, squeeze, post MOAS, because it's what's going to cause all of that's what's going to, GME and AMC and all of these are going to be what causes the ultimate hyperinflation problem, because the market's going to crater.
Oh, that was a good comment here on the chat. Where is it at?
I don't know.
Something about
Do we
interest
actually have
rates,
people?
the
Do
rates.
we actually have? Do we have people that actually have good comments?
Yeah.
I'm gonna troll them now.
Where is that? Look at the similarity on these patterns though for GameStop and AMC. Literally the same pattern. BlackBerry's tanking. Have you been keeping up with the Ortex data?
Yeah,
Uh,
daily.
Let me take a look at this. I haven't. AMC volume is looking at 38 million. Just pull up Ortex. Good old Ortex.
All right, guys, what you're all seeing in this chart, you're seeing the algos trading. That one day, 2 days ago, or yeah, 2 days ago, when AMC got halted, the algo disconnected, and that's why you saw a spike on GME, because the algo didn't know what to do. It wasn't programmed to, if AMC halts, to try and short GME. It just started buying, um, and it kept buying. Second halt, you'll notice that it didn't happen. It's because somebody went in and tweaked the algo.
I mean, isn't this what Adam Aaron was talking about yesterday on the interview? The high frequency traders.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I think it's more along the lines of hedge funds.
So
They're trying to control the price.
So for AMC, I mean, last time we had a cost to borrow max at like 99, maxed out. Now it's at 39, and the short interest change is negative 1.7.
Yeah, there was actually more returned yesterday than well, that should be for today though. My screen yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. Yesterday close of business. What the hell's today's date?
The fourth.
Okay, so that would have been 6/3. When did I make this one? Because I did two yesterday.
Even GameStop's dropped negative 2.76.
Yeah, but you're looking at current. from 7 o'clock this morning.
Right. Changes from Friday 7 a.m. Eastern. I mean, I haven't even looked at Fintel though in quite some time. Let's see. AMC, GameStop both coming back up. AMC can hold 50, right? I think you said 50 as well. If AMC can hold 50, I think that's a
Oh,
massive dub.
I want to see AMC, close 52 to 55 on the low side. I would love to see it gain some more momentum and get back up there. Okay, yesterday's shares returned was 9.22 million. Shares borrowed was 6.86 million. So that's where your the short interest change of 1.7 came in. But that was yesterday, almost when even after hours closed. It was like I did this one at like 7:58 p.m. My time. Actually, no, it
Fintel,
would have already been closed.
Fintel showing 1.3 mil as of 21 minutes ago. I think yesterday we were looking at like 300K. Cost to borrow
Yeah.
18%. So it's right around Ortex's numbers. Morning, Daryl. Yes, I saw Adam Aaron's pants yesterday. He didn't have any shorts. And then I saw I read the conspiracy theories, guys.
What, that he knocked his camera off on purpose?
Yeah, and he was trying to send a message.
Uh-huh.
The naked shorts.
I'm thinking he was at his house and he was comfortable. The only reason he had a shirt and tie on because that was going to be on camera. He
Right.
had to look the part. That's my personal opinion because if my neighbor wasn't coming over, I'd probably sit in my underwear.
Yeah, I don't think he knocked it out on purpose or anything like that. It was probably an accident. All publicity is good publicity.
It is. I mean, it doesn't matter where it comes from. If somebody's talking about you, they're talking about you. That's all that freaking matters.
Gardenom says, haven't you all done that in Zoom meetings before? I mean, when I go up like for my class on Zoom, I'm never just not wearing anything, you know? I don't, maybe it's just me. Oh man.
So, oh man, yeah.
Let's see what's trending on Twitter. Pence, Dunkin' Donut Day, Elon, of course. Oh my God, Elon does not learn his lesson, man. Bitcoin dropped as much as 4% after Musk tweeted this emoji, the heartbroken emoji. That man's just too influential for that. That's scary. Bitcoin
Yeah,
Miami.
yeah. He gets up to go to the bathroom too often, so I'm thinking he's wearing pants or shorts or something. I don't think he's going commando.
And this is during the time that the SEC is investigating him for two tweets a couple years ago, and he's still going about it.
He's an I don't give a shit. He don't care. He does what he wants. He's got the money to pay the fines.
Wait, Trey's trending? Trey, oh wait. Is it Trey? Yeah, Trey's trending. It just says Trey, trending in the United States.
Well, he did get some hellacious coverage on Fox yesterday and CNBC this morning, and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if he was on MSNBC too.
What a crappy article. AMC worth about half of its skyrocketing stock price, says investor Trey Collins. Out of
Well,
all
he
the
did say
things
that.
he did, but
He,
it's
he,
crazy how they spin that and how they just grab that.
I mean, he said fair market value 20 to 25, and then I thought it was really interesting when he started going off on the options tangent that the max dollar he talked about as a price was $100, and it just kind of syncs up that $100 is 101 and change is where it blows up for the hedge funds,
Hmm.
and they're not going to let it. They're going to try and keep it from getting over that. They're going to keep trying. So I mean, This is not something I want to say. This is not something anybody should do. It's not financial advice in any way. But if somebody wanted to lock in some profits, and play, sit there and scalp it and play it, it's conceivably possible that it will get to 90, 95, and then it'll be a sell-off down to about, 60, 70, 80. If somebody wants to scalp it and make money that way, who's to say you're wrong? It does. It's entirely up to whatever you firmly, truly believe it's going to go to.
I mean,
I can tell you.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Even at those prices, 100, it starts to get dangerous. I mean, not in a bad way, but the fact that it can just keep on going, it can keep on picking
Well,
momentum. It's like a snowball.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's the hedge funds, the short hedge funds cannot let it go over 100. Otherwise, uh, that what they're doing hedging with AMC stock itself, they are buying the stock. What they're doing hedging with it, it's not going to work for them because GME is tied to AMC and the other meme stocks in this respect. It's going to keep going up. As they go up, it goes up. And once it breaks 300, 350, 320, somewhere between 3 and 350, it's over. It's game over for them. They can't control it thereafter. So playing AMC at, in that dollar range, knowing that they're going to have to try and keep GME under 300, say under 300, playing that's not a bad play. I mean, if you look at everything, doesn't mean I'm saying do it. I'm just saying it's not. If I had any cash, I would be playing this like that, but I wouldn't be playing with any more than I'm willing to lose.
That too. I mean, AMC's kind of still here at 50. Compared to other days, we're consolidating. We're not seeing any aggressiveness either way, I would say.
Oh, on AMC, yeah.
It's kind of still
Are you
flat on the
talking?
day too. So as long as we hold,
Well,
like
like
you
I
said,
said,
50s.
yeah. I told you this morning. I want to see it close. I want to see it close around 52-ish and 52 to 55 because that'll show some strength on where it's at. It will show us it's got retail support. This is what I want to see. And I'm actually glad to see it because I mean, it went down to what, 47 this morning or something like that,
Pre-market.
and I just want to, yeah, I just want to see it hold some value right here. Now, is it overpriced here? You bet. But there's also the knowledge the knowledge that there is short interest out there that they are going to have to cover at some point if they lose control of it, they're going to have to. And there's also that speculation that AMC is being used to control their risk management on GME. If all of these cards do lay down right, the AMC's strong right here. Even if it is overvalued, it's only strong because the short hedge funds have put themselves in the position where they're at and had to choose to make this strong.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about last week. That I don't think it'll trade ever, normally ever again. I think it's gonna be like GameStop. It's gonna be around the high ranges, 60, $70 range for AMC. And if it can hold 50, like you said, I think we're in good territory. CNBC's trending
Absolutely.
now. Mudrick Capital no longer owns debt or equity in AMC.
Yeah, I saw that this morning. I was going to read up on it, but I got distracted. I don't know what they did with their bonds, but I'm guessing that they sold their bonds the same time they were selling that stock because they did hold bonds.
Danger's my
Roaring
If they're
Kitty tweet.
totally out, if they're totally out, that means
middle name.
they were part of that sell off in the
No.
bonds for AMC 2 days ago or yesterday.
Yeah, we pulled up the Roaring Katie tweet.
Danger is my middle name.
Greenfield on Fast Money. I think I saw it. The 1 penny guy, 1 penny price target. He's probably just been losing his sleep
Oh,
lately.
he was with our buddy Kramer. Oh, really?
Really? He was?
Oh, well, if he's on Fast Money, isn't that Kramer's show?
Oh, you're right. You're right. Let's pull this up. Let me see. I need to take a look at this. The dude's probably been losing sleep like crazy. Let's see Kramer's Twitter. What has he been saying? Fast Money.
Are you serious, Darth? He was trying to pump Cinemark?
No way. Oh, that's Mad Money. Oh, you're right.
Oh, okay. Well, then what's Fast Money? Who's that? Which one is that one?
Isn't that like Squawk? No. CNBC is
No,
just as
Squawk
Fast
Box is
Money.
first thing in the morning.
Is Kramer really trying to pump Cinemark? Let's see, Richard. Is it Rich or Richard? Rich Greenfield. This guy has his Twitter on private. Rich Greenfield has gone private on Twitter.
Wow. Well, hey, Ben, not only that, who was it? Bank of America, I think. Uh, they're no longer going to be covering, as far as analysis, any of the meme stocks. A bunch of people, a bunch of analysts are sitting there saying, this stuff is totally disconnected from reality. It's totally disconnected from fundamentals. We can't say anything that will be considered accurate. So we're just not going to say anything. And oh, by the way, disregard everything we've said previously.
Yeah, they're all saying it's overvalued and it's gonna come down. And there was another one this morning. What did they say? It's out of touch. That's the one, out of touch.
Yeah,
Wedbush.
I mean, and this is something. I'm blowing my own horn here. This is something I've been saying for a while.
The overvalued?
That a lot of these things are disconnected from reality.
A lot of things.
I mean, when you sit there and look at, and I'm gonna draw the wrath of William Williams if he's in here right now, but look at Doge. It's totally disconnected from reality. It started off as a joke, and really, I mean, yeah, it does have some uses as, I think, tips in some chats or something. I don't know, but yeah, exactly,
The
Nero.
entire market. Thanks to the Fed.
The entire market is disconnected, and it all really goes back to March. That's when it actually started getting disconnected, and that's also when, let's see, I don't know, we relaxed regulations for debt to equity, margin for the market makers and everybody else. We just started printing money left and right. Um, Nothing has made sense, SENSE, since that point in time.
GameStop 253, AMC 51. Let's see if AMC's following GameStop today. But you're right about that.
Adam, you're correct. The US dollar hasn't meant a damn thing since we got off the gold standard. It's all been sentiment
Fiat.
thereafter. There was nothing physical to back it up.
Human psychology in the market and all the stimulus that came out. People were just dumping into the market too.
Well, why not?
All right.
Why wouldn't they? I mean, come on. If you can if you can buy a number of cheap stocks, and it's going to go up because we keep pumping money into the market, why not? Why not make that money work for you? There's nothing wrong with that. Ben, I don't think so. I don't think anybody is attached to anything any longer. I think it's all a big joke.
Not too sure about Switzerland. With the government printing money, it makes bonds worthless. It makes money worthless. The only thing to protect yourself is stocks.
Michael Riddick. Okay, so instead of all right, so instead of saying we are responsible for our own decisions, let's blame government for printing money and giving it away. Yeah, I maybe. I mean, there is some merit to that, but no, I'm still responsible for the choices I make.
I mean, but the government has been just buying a ton of treasuries. So I think they've been artificially holding it up.
Well, they've also been buying. MBSs, and I
Mm.
think I read that they're going to start selling those back to the market. Good luck with that one, Fed.
That was, I
Uh,
think, corporate bonds.
and MBSs, I thought. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the point being is, good luck with that one. You were buying it at point whatever. You're gonna have to sell it for what, negatives? You have to pay people to take them.
I mean, look at futures. Look at Nasdaq completely rallying. Well, the numbers came out right this morning. I haven't taken a look. Let's see. 600 something K. Jobs creation accelerated in May, but it is still below lofty expectations. 559K in May, below the 671K estimate. And we're rallying. 10 years down. Let's see. The Fed's balance sheet, what is it? H.41? H.4.1. Let's see. It comes out every Thursday, by the way. Let's see, June 3.
Okay, we do have some smart apes here.
$3.8 trillion in reserve balances with the reserve banks. I think that's higher than last week's. Let's see, securities, 5.1 trillion, or the mortgage backed. There they are. 2.2 trillion.
Uh,
And that comes out
yeah, I
every
like it.
Thursday, guys.
AMC's holding.
51, 51. I mean, it's still early. We're barely in 29 minutes, 30 minutes into the
Yeah, let's
market
see. Let's
open.
see how strong it holds. That first push down at 10:30 normally comes in.
Volume is at 70 million.
Uh, Damn, that's still high.
It's
Though
very
I
high.
though there though there's been times we were at 100 million by this point in the day too. So
Let's see. Let's see if we can look at Tesla 592. All right,
yeah,
under
Darth
50.
saved you yesterday.
Yeah, Darth. Tesla had this nasty drop midday yesterday. China numbers came out to be cut in half, and the stock just started tanking.
I was having a conversation with somebody about Tesla, and I can tell you, I'm real strong in this belief. You give it 3 to 5 years, it's not going to be anywhere near this valuation. Because the big boys are going to start having their EVs come out, and their EVs are going to, have, they're going to be the luxury models. And I'm sorry, but Tesla's just not going to be there.
There's that high possibility too. They start biting away at their market share.
Hmm. I mean, Tesla's had it easy so far. Now that Ford, GM, and all the other big boys are getting into it, I don't know, partner.
They might they're gonna catch up, but I think Tesla will be
Yeah.
alive, and all of the other ones, they probably won't be alive. A lot of the competitors.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. There's going to be a bunch that go tits up, but GM, Ford, they're not going to go anywhere. They're way too established.
What time is Powell? Wasn't he on earlier? Like really early? Let's
I
see.
don't know. I ain't watching. Look. I
Jerome
don't.
Powell.
Anytime he's on, you can pretty much expect the market to tank.
Oh yeah.
Well, not tank, but it's going to drop. And I just wish he would. I wish he and Elon would both shut the hell up.
He was talking about climate change earlier. There's this funny account, and look what they tweeted. AMC to use the 587 million they raised today to buy popcorn in bulk and distribute it to their shareholders. Oh man.
I think I saw that. I think I saw that on Superstonk, and
It's
I just
funny.
kind of I scrolled past it after downvoting it.
The account is literally Jerome Powell and has his picture. The account is literally Jerome Powell.
Oh, wow.
All right, let's see. Crypto's trending. Like, oh wow. Let's see. Let's see what Bitcoin's at. 36.7. GameStop pulling back. 250s. Let's see Stonko tracker. How many calls? Stonko tracker.
And from what I saw on Stonko Track this morning, there was no shares of either one of these guys available to borrow.
Oh,
Or
AMC's 1.4 mil available to borrow.
really?
This is the same number we saw earlier on Fintel. I think Fintel was 1.3 mil. 137,000 calls in the money expiring today. And I
Yeah, some of those are really dumb bets.
YOLOs. At 55, you have another 17K.
But if it goes up, I mean, if the price goes up from where they bought it, where they bought, if the price goes up, they're still, they can close it out at 2 o'clock today and still make money.
Hmm. Stonko tracker
I
uses
mean,
Fintel.
yeah, they even say so.
Yeah, I figured.
They credit everywhere they pull data from. But I mean, these particular calls are just money plays. If anybody thinks it's going to 150 today, in such a short time span, uh, they really need to stop.
That's a lottery right
Because
there.
yeah, that I mean that's oh good Lord, I can't even say Godpill would make that kind of a bet, and he makes some crazy bets.
God pill.
He's just playing. These people that are doing the 150 calls and whatnot, and just like the 800 calls on GME, or the whatever the highest one is right now. I don't think the 800 is still valid anymore. Uh, they're just doing it for the money because they're getting the cheap option, um, and hoping it goes up 5, 10, $50 in share price, whatever, and then they're going to cash it in and take that money and put it in the bank.
Aye, but if they hit that, oh man.
Yeah, if they hit that's a hell of a. I mean, that's not even a grand slam. I'm not even sure what the hell to call that because. But then it's a home run for all the stockholders too.
That too.
So it's just that the options people were able to do it cheaper.
AMC still at 50. It's been a weird morning. At least it's holding.
Yeah, everything's holding. And I mean, that's like I say, if AMC can close at 52 to 55 today. That's a great win because it shows a lot of strength in the stock itself right now, given the circumstances.
Workhorse is another top target on short squeeze, on the short squeeze list. Workhorse. They were also saying Fubo. I follow this
Yeah,
this this guy on Twitter, and he's always really spot on with his calls. Really smart guy. He said Fubo squeeze incoming. Mm. He's talking about GTT.
I think he's just looking at the momentum numbers because GTT, who was it? Darth, is it you that keeps asking about GTT?
He's bullish on your
Um,
GameStop. He says,
no, I'm just
I
saying.
I think GameStop makes a new high soon to 800. Woo! He's like, somebody replied, "Are you crazy? GameStop 800? It's more than Tesla stock. LOL, you're funny." And somebody replied, "He's crazy. The actual GameStop target, according to the Elliott wave theory, is 1200." Didn't we talk about the Elliott wave theory
Yeah.
like a month ago?
Was it a month ago or 2 months ago
2 months
that theory
ago,
came out?
probably 3 months ago.
Yeah. And I told you back then that I was more inclined at the time because it was so far out away from the annual shareholders meeting that I wanted it to go ahead and if it was going to squeeze, I wanted it to squeeze further away from the annual shareholders meeting so that the execs could get the max shares because I wanted it to go parabolic and come back down to fair market value. That way, the execs could get their max number of shares for their bonuses or their pay, and then they could build the company back up to where we suspect fair market value is going to be, and they would maximize on that. Now I'm more along the lines, let's stay with the wave, let's stay with Elliott wave theory. That way they still get a chance to get their max share pay,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can squeeze, and that's fine with me. I don't care what happens. It just right now I'm on the let's go with a slow, steady increase until after the shareholder meeting. Then we can do whatever. I really don't want to see a parabolic move right now. Just because I want them to have the bigger bonus.
Mm. Did you see this
And
tweet?
actually, angry. They're not getting paid. They're getting paid in stock. So this is what's gonna make them want to make the stock real successful.
I was showing up this tweet right now. Bank of America. They're terminating coverage of GameStop. I mean, with
Who?
the Bank of America.
Yeah, I mentioned that already.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I just saw this right now. I mean, but these guys are looking at fundamentals. They're not looking at squeeze.
No, well, that's why we're going. That's why we're talking about when the conversation that it came, that the stocks are totally disconnected from reality. There's analysts that just won't cover it anymore and say don't even trust anything we said before because we have no clue.
Stagflation signal soaring. Okay, let's see. We're still at
Wow,
50,
getting all
baby.
sorts of mixed indicators.
95% of
Oh my
apes
Lord.
don't care about the company, me included. I like GameStop, but I'm in for the market for money, not to buy PlayStations. Look at this recovery
Well,
spike here.
all right. Phoenix is kind of right there. I mean, I'm in it for the the serious payoff that I see coming. Um, but even once it's done and comes back down to fair market valuation, I will still hold. I'll buy back in. There's no question. just because I think it's a good long-term play.
And I think people are always going to be speculating that too, that there might be another run in the future.
I think once somebody gets burned on, oh, wow, almost 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hmm.
I like that support level right there.
We're here on AMC.
Yeah,
At 48 is not too bad. We're right under our target, but we have
yeah,
a whole trading day ahead of us.
yeah. Now, if GME would find its freaking support level.
250s.
Shut up. I hate you. Why am I talking to you?
If you become a millionaire off GameStop, you wouldn't buy any games accessories from them in the future? I would.
All right, guys, don't fight with each other. Oh, he's going to be snorting coke and whoring and whatever. Uh-huh. You will be broke real quick.
Yep.
Me, I'm going to keep investing.
Doge, Doge, Doge.
Why do I talk to you?
Doge is the pinnacle of investing, man. Doge to
Uh,
the moon, baby. Uh,
okay.
uh, um,
Actually, Keith, I'll sell him a Tesla. There we go.
Local man bets 2,000 to win 1,000 betting on red at roulette. I know this seems ridiculous, but money can be made, he stated, adding, "This is not gambling advice, AMC." What?
Now, yeah. Now, Phoenix Shiba, I think, actually has more credibility than Doge,
No
in all
way.
honesty. I really do. I think Shiba has more credibility.
Let's look at like a Doge price. I haven't really been keeping up with Doge. I think it was like in the 40s yesterday, but after Elon's tweets, it is sitting at 35 again. I don't know how long it's going to be until we see another rally to like nearing $1.
I think they will all spike when we see double-digit inflation.
That's what I thought the first time around, but then we didn't see that. It made sense that you would see these as inflation hedges, but the market tanked and then so did crypto. So I don't know.
Oh, that was that. Well, a lot of those, all right, you're saying tanked. All right, a lot of those follow Bitcoin and Ethereum,
Hmm.
but Bitcoin and Ethereum are manipulated by the banks now.
Oh, 100%.
Um, so it's, oh, you're being trolled. You're so being trolled.
What, with WPF?
Yeah.
It's not over 20, absolutely not.
If it's unless he's talking $10.20.
Over 10. Oh man.
Oh, my island is still on the table, Ward. Yeah.
Is our invitation still on the table though?
I don't you were the one issuing invitations. I damn sure wasn't. I was issuing 50 cal bullets.
You guys heard it here first. Rob's Island.
Again. Let me guess, Keith, that was what, 1978, 77?
Well, I think Biden's speaking live. Yeah,
Okay, so
let's
he's going to talk about 6 different subjects in 12 different words. Okay.
let's buy a submarine. Hmm. I think when you leave water in the heat, it starts to taste funny. Hmm. I believe Ripple is the crypto of the future for the banking industry and everyone. What is Ripple at? What's up with the lawsuit with Ripple? I haven't been keeping up with that. Did they drop it?
Yeah, you got to ask somebody else because I don't do that. I don't. Um, weren't the creators of Ripple being sued by the SEC saying it was technically a stock? Or I don't even know what the fuck was going on with that.
Something like that. If the Fed wants millions in job gains, it should call Biden and tell him to end emergency benefits.
It's not Biden speaking.
House of
Oh
Republicans.
my God.
Let's see. Let's try to find this link really quick.
What was that show back in the 80s? Max something. I know there's Keith might know it. What was that show? Premise was computer AI guy that he always had glitches and stuttered. Max Headroom, that's it. Thanks, C3D. I'm just sitting here thinking, just imagining that being Biden speaking.
Who is that? Max Headroom.
It was actually a pretty funny show at the time.
Wait, this guy looks familiar. Wait a minute. Isn't this the guy who hacked like the T the like that went on air one time? This guy looks familiar. I thought this guy hacked like some like TV broadcasting service. It looks that
No,
picture looks familiar.
he's just an actor. He's
Really?
just an actor. He's not a hacker.
I could have sworn that I saw a video a long time ago talking about this one instance, like I don't know how long ago, where the it's like hacking CNBC, right, and going live, and it was weird. They used his image. Oh, that's what it might have been. He's not the guy that did that, but they used his image. Yeah, I looked him up and I saw the picture on the TV. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this the guy who just? Huh. Let's see. The
I think
show
it
was
was a
on.
play on the Max Headroom thing.
Let's see. Oh wait, Biden's not live yet.
Oh, so it was Max Headroom that was speaking. Yeah, sure.
No, no one's on yet, I think. Holy
Hey, did anybody
smacks.
catch that? Did anybody catch that West Christian AMA on the 18th? Or not the 18th? When was it? Just a couple days ago, actually. Did you catch it, Ralph? Did you go back and watch it, or no?
Wait, which one? See, like the Max Headroom hack was in 1987. That was on Superstonk, you said?
Yeah,
How long ago was this?
it was just a couple of days ago.
I don't think so. Keith did.
What'd you think about it, Keith? Man, my stream is delayed.
Try refreshing it. Usually your stream is ahead of mine for
I
some
know.
reason.
Chat is way behind.
Interesting. There's a lot of Tesla puts in June 11. 450 put.
Well, if you think about it, all right. Had another conversation with somebody last night about this. Bernie, as much as you want to hate on him, the man's smart.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's actually pretty much a genius. He knows what's coming. and he can't hit all the short sellers across the board and, max out his money. But he knows a lot of hedge funds, a lot of banks are long on Tesla. But when they have to start covering, when they start getting those phone calls, they're going to end up, if they don't get outside financing, they're going to end up selling their long positions to try and buy their way out of the short positions. Tesla's going to take a hit because when it starts falling, it'll be one domino, it'll be two dominoes, it'll be five dominoes, and then it's just going to start. It goes exponential from there on, and all these long positions are going to take a huge hit because there's going to be fire sales. Birdie is hitting them. He's going to be hitting them where they're long, and he's a genius. He
Yeah,
really is, as far as that's concerned.
he also has puts on the bonds, so he knows where this is going. He's the one who
Well,
actually mentioned the book when money dies, where it compares the United States to like Germany in the 1920s. Exact same scenario. It's just different problems. The scenario back then was the war, now it's COVID.
yeah.
We have a couple of the Fed people speaking. Mester, I believe she's from Mester. What bank is she from? Cleveland, I think. Because there's like 12 Federal Reserve banks. I love
Yeah, some of them don't want tapering yet, and go figure, New York doesn't want tapering yet. Whereas Dallas and some of
St. Louis.
the want tapering because they know where we're going.
Look what she said.
And
Uh-huh.
but if we don't start tapering, it's better to control the damage than walk into a nuclear bomb.
She said, "Don't see bubble in markets. Keeping an eye on stability." She said that she doesn't see a bubble in the markets. When you're in the bubble, you can't see the bubble.
I think she's wearing a blindfold.
She said the Fed policy is not driving current pockets of market excess. That is complete BS.
Oh, so she's going to blame retail.
I'm telling you, they're all going to blame somebody. OPEC, China, I don't know.
She's already setting it up to blame retail. Oh, good Lord, really? Retail had nothing to do with 2008, 2015, 2020, and policies from 2000, from March on. Retail has nothing to do with that.
Let me try to find this. Federal Reserve.
XT free, no, or T free. I'm thinking the X on either end is just there for whatever. No, I haven't looked at Workhorse, but with no contracts, and that's when their short. That's when their short interest started climbing. Was when they lost the United States Postal Service contract, and then lost. I think they sued for it or an appeal on it as well. That's when their short interest started going through the roof because they were way overvalued. Their value was based upon the potential of that contract at the time, and when they lost it, their outlook, their prospects aren't good.
But at this point, it's just like AMC. It doesn't even matter what contracts are, the debt.
Well, yes and no. See, there's another company I was in, Rig Transocean,
Oh yeah.
that was shorted all to hell and gone because they had a lot of issues. They got new management in place, and they recovered from the attempt to bankrupt them. They're holding strong right around the $4 range. I put them. I put them probably between 5 and 7 until they get new contracts. If they don't get new contracts, then I don't really think they're going to do very well at all, unless they start getting rid of some of their excess equipment that is sitting in ports doing nothing. So
Even just the contract could be a catalyst for a squeeze.
yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is until Workhorse locks in some contracts, I don't think there's much squeeze potential there. I mean, yeah, the short interest is there, but that's because people are betting they're going to go bankrupt. And if they don't get contracts, yeah, they are going to. I mean, it's no different than any other company or EV. If you don't have a strong balance sheet, if you're not making money, if you're losing money year over year, you're eventually going to go bankrupt, or you're going to keep issuing stocks to the point that it's worth 50 cents anyway, and nobody wants to touch you. And they're just playing, they're just playing that 5-cent move
Mm-hmm.
on any PR. So as far as Workhorse is concerned, I don't know how established they are. I don't think that they've got. I don't think that they've got a good outlook for right now. I mean, if it's a long-term play, go for it. But if it's a short-term, short squeeze thing, wouldn't bet on it.
AMC's waking up, 51. I think we're about to see a push to like 52, 53 right now. Let's see it. Oh, there it comes.
So, Keith, it was Deepwater Horizon, but yeah.
Let's see. They keep publishing this video with Trey. This is like the 5th time I see it on CNBC.
Well, it was a good interview.
There's that push again, 52. We're going for 53, baby. Woo!
I mean, this is the very first interview where I actually liked Trey or even Adam Aaron. I mean, these were some good questions asked and answered, at least to the point that Adam could answer them. And I was impressed with the fact that they owned where those stocks came from, and that it was a board and management decision to take those shares and put them into the market. That's where I figured they were coming from. So I was just like, yeah, I was shocked. But it was a great interview, and I don't have any problem. I went through that proxy, and I have no problem with anything in that proxy. Before I voted no on everything. Now now with the one share I still own, because I always keep one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna vote yes. I mean, big deal. One vote, big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is I'm going to vote yes on all of it, just because I went through that proxy and read it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I like it. Now, I would still like to see them pay down some of that debt, as opposed to acquiring an already defunct theater chain. But I get where he's coming from. If there's some, because I just looked up here recently in my area. There's only there's 3 AMCs in Austin, 1 in Bernie, and 1 in San Antonio. They could probably do something here,
Mm-hmm.
but we've got Santikos, we've got Evo, we've got oh good Lord, Draft House.
Alamo.
So we've got a lot of theaters here, but AMC could probably do pretty well here. So I mean, the market's not saturated, so there's room. So I mean, yeah, I could see maybe doing some acquisition, but I'd like to see some of that debt paid down, or even just keep the money in a war chest to where they could jump on potential things, but they still need to be able to get some of that debt negotiated lower. I don't like the time frame he's talking, waiting till like the year or two before it's all due, because he's still paying a high interest. I'd like to see something a little different, but hey, at least they were talking out a plan, as opposed to before it was just, this is what we want from y'all. We're not telling you anything. They talked.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Aaron explained. which is more information, 1,000 times more information than they gave us before. And I really did like that interview. And the very first interview that I've ever liked with Trey, nothing against Trey, but today's interview on CNBC was probably the best representation he has ever given. And I applaud him for his efforts today, because he did a good job this morning.
Yeah, even yesterday he asked the real questions. He asked real questions, and he didn't even look happy throughout the interview. Oh, that's what I noticed. He didn't look like himself. He looked pissed, but it went
Who,
well.
Trey?
Yeah, he looked mad. I don't know what it was.
Well, so what? I mean, you're not always going to get the answers you want. If you don't already know the answer, and you don't think you're going to like the answer, don't ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he went into it thinking he was going to get, all these, the rose-colored glasses, days of wine and roses. I don't know. I don't know what was in his head, but what everybody heard was actually great information.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hell of a lot more information than we had before, and it wasn't, ooh, 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 bump, thump your chest. It was like, this is
Exactly.
what it is. This is what it is. This is reality.
And I think he knew
Um,
that.
yeah, I mean, and maybe that's not what he wanted to hear, but it's something he needed to hear.
Yeah, it's because I'm comparing it to the first interview, and this one, obviously, like you said, didn't go all rockets and emojis and to the moon. And I think he was trying to kind of get that from him, like at the end, where he asked, like the first interview finished off with him saying the shorts, something to the message to the shorts, right? Like they should be
Yeah.
shitting themselves, or oh, it was a never bet against Adam Aaron, and he didn't get that this time, and I noticed that. I tried to read it and understand it. I think he was trying to get that reaction from Adam Aaron, and Adam Aaron didn't give it to him. Adam Aaron
No,
said,
I mean,
"This is our duty. I'm going to try to create shareholder value, and that's it." And I was like, "Wow,
well, and that's his job.
yeah,
That is his sole job.
hmm
Make the company strong, and it's going to reflect in a strong share price. It always will. I mean, that is a fundamental thing. Um, and Adam Aaron was honest about it. Hey, we took advantage. I mean, I'm gonna put words in his mouth, but we sold these shares to give ourselves a better leg up when everything's opened up. We have more opportunities.
there you
Period.
go."
The timing of it sucked, as far as I'm concerned. I hated the timing, but by God, it was actually a good play, because I think even Adam Aaron knows that if it goes over 100, the entire market's going to blow up, and then even AMC is going to suffer. And right at that point was a good time to basically get the best price possible for those shares that they had sitting in waiting for the executives.
Hmm.
That was the best time possible. And so what it may have done is it may have pushed out that push back up into the 80, 90, $100 range, because it was going to hit $100 yesterday.
Oh yeah,
The momentum was there. Um, so I mean, it hurt, but ultimately it's going to help the company, and it's going to help every shareholder. It really will. Not at these prices, because it's overvalued by at least 100%. But it's going to go back up there, just because the momentum can recover. It may take until next week. It may take the week after. It's hard to say, but it's going to get back up there,
hmm
only because the short interest is still there. And unfortunately, the hedge funds are not closing positions. They think they can beat everybody. They think they're smarter than Wall Street. I mean, they think they're smarter than Main Street. They think they're smarter than retail. Unfortunately, Superstar, yeah, you name any one of the Reddit groups that actually does good, solid DD, um, and actually has some people that are quantitative analysts and stuff like that, and they are doing some really solid analysis. And sorry, but if you've got a million brains working on something, and you've got 5 brains and your hedge fund working on something, the million brains is going to win.
And we're talking about how fast this info spreads. How quick it spreads
Exactly.
out.
And gifted. If I had any cash, yes, but I am literally 100%.
There's 53.
Well, I'm 95% in GME. I've got zero cash. I'm all in on GME, and then I've got a small stake in Mara, and I'm not selling that just yet.
Oh, there's that spike we were talking about 53. So I don't know what it's gonna do today, but we'll see it unfold. I'm gonna go get a workout. I've been feeling like poop since I got the vac, the shot. I've been feeling really fatigued for some reason.
Well, then you're actually going through some of the initial stages. Your body's still fighting it.
I heard all around that the first one's no biggie, and I got, to my surprise, I got slapped. It
Second
slapped
shot's
me.
worse. I hear the second shot's worse.
That's what I heard.
Uh, but I didn't have hardly anything from my first shot, so I mean that just confirmed to me that that I've had it. I just want to make sure I've got that one uh, thing that's supposed to be supposed to be effective against all the variants. Whereas you get one variant, you're not guaranteed to have immunity to the other variants. You're not even guaranteed to have the immunity to the first variant or
Hmm.
whatever one you picked. So I just want that. I want that silver bullet. That's
Hmm.
all I want because it sucks. I've had it twice and it sucks. All right, let's see. Phoenix, one thing I don't get, if shorts are so deep, why don't they just YOLO everything on going very long, then trigger the squeeze, then short it at the peak and win again? Well, I can pretty much tell you if they're not liquidated, they're going to do exactly that last part. They will short it again. But if they are liquidated, they got nothing to short with, except maybe what they've got in their bank account, personal bank account. So, and then YOLOing everything on it going long, that means they would have to sell all their other long positions to try and buy long. But the problem with that is if they buy long, they are going to end up having to return those as buy to cover as opposed to sell to short. So it wouldn't do them any good. They are literally between a rock and a hard place. They've got no moves other than hope they can outlast retail. That is their only hope.
Should we do a power hour stream later?
I'm okay with it.
All right, let's do it then.
Well, Kyle doesn't like me, and he wants to get back to you chatting about what the stocks are doing.
Oh,
And I'm fine with that. I don't care.
I mean, they're not really. I mean, apart from it holding 50, we're not seeing anything too crazy with these stocks. So we'll be back later. Power hour.
Now they're going to yell at me because they think I'm the one making you close this down. Bullshit.
No,
It's him. He's
I'm
closing
I'm
it
trying to at
down.
least get a workout. I don't feel like shit right now. I had to be popping Tylenols and to at least feel somewhat good. But drink some protein, blueberries, raspberry, kiwi, onions, onions. All right,
Will
guys.
do, Raymond. Or actually, I'll read up on all the stuff Google put up on it.
All right, I'll leave you guys to this. Thank you so much for Rob for hopping on. Later on, we'll have Rob on again. So hopefully we stay here on AMC at 50 and 250, above 250 for GameStop. But let's see what happens and what prices we come back to later on. That's for next week, Gardenome. That's for Texas.
Oh, you still need to send me your travel information so I can pick you up from the airport.
Oh yeah. I'll send you that uh in like an hour or so. Or right after this.
Sounds good.
All right, appreciate you, Rob. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. Hopefully, you
Everybody
guys
have a good Friday, and,
hmm
make everybody make sure you make today profitable.
There we
Everybody
go.
win.
There we go. All right, everybody. Have an
All right.
amazing rest of your morning.